Hey, how's it going? Welcome to episode 9 of Raging Echoes. If you're new to this series, the playlist is linked below in the description if you want to start from episode 1 so you know exactly how I got to this point. For the last couple videos, I've really only been doing skilling stuff. I haven't done any combat because with this relic I unlocked the 16 times XP multiplier, but this final relic, which I still don't have, helps with combat. So to me it made sense to focus on skilling. Until now, I am ready to unlock the 8th relic, which means this video I'm finally going to get to jump into combat and PVM and do a whole bunch of content I've been holding off on waiting until this. However, I'm still not sure which one I want to pick, and I have to edit the previous video at the moment, so I'm going to spend the next hour or 2 hours editing, and by the time I'm done I should come up with a decision. I did Taibo Wanai Trio last video, which means I unlocked the ability to fish Karamblans, and this is going to be my AFK editing activity for today. I saw a Deimp fly in here and then fly back that way. I wonder if it's at Musa Point right now. Let's head over here and see if I can get it. Yes, it was so worth it to tele out. Come on. 99 Hunter, by the way. Yes, catch a dragon and playing Summer Pies. I ended up fishing a little bit longer than I should have. I kind of got distracted, and I now have over 2,000 Karamblans that I fished. But I am ready to move on and start playing the game for today. I did make my decision on which relic I'm going to take. Let's have a look here through the list and I'll explain them. We got 3 options. First one is Specialist. This is a big buff to special attacks. All specs will cost 20% and have 100% accuracy. For each failed accuracy roll with a special attack, you gain 10% spec energy. And when you kill an NPC, you restore 15% spec. So this seems like something you would have had to plan out from the beginning. If there was a very specific build you were going for with a certain weapon, you would immediately know from the start that this is what you're going for. Next option is Guardian. You get the Guardian Horn, which lets you summon the Guardian Thrall, which is like a mega buffed Thrall that does a lot of damage. It will attack your target with whatever style the target is weak to. When you're in multi-combat, it casts an AoE attack if the target is weak to range or mage. And here's the stats. Does not work in PvP, but it does work inside the Gauntlet. And onto the third one, Last Stand. You gain the Last Stand ability, which works as follows. If damage would reduce you to 0 HP, you're reduced to 1 HP instead, so it saves you. You will not die if you should have died. Your combat stats are instantly boosted to 255, but then they begin draining rapidly back down to their base level, plus 15. So you do stay boosted a little bit even after that time runs out. For the next 16 ticks after this ability is activated, you cannot be reduced to 0 HP, you can't die. When the effect ends, all incoming damage is nullified and the player is healed based on the damage they dealt over those 16 ticks. And once you use this ability, it does have a cooldown of 3 minutes, or until you die. If you die, this effect immediately restores. For the whole league, up until yesterday, I was certain I wanted to go with Guardian, but let me just say I haven't had the time to watch YouTube videos or any Leagues videos, except for 2 people. I've only been watching Spook Dogs and UIM Loki's. Loki picked the Last Stand relic, and seeing that relic in action made me wonder if I really wanted to go with Guardian. And the more I've been thinking about it, the more that Last Stand seems like the better choice for me. On one hand, with the Guardian relic, you get a massive DPS boost that, of course, will speed up all the bossing that you do in the game. Like, a lot of bosses, like the Willy bosses, you have to do 300 KC of them. And most bosses are like either 150 KC or 300 KC for tasks, and so Guardian will speed that up. But with Last Stand, even ignoring the DPS boost you get when you die, so just strictly looking at the fact that it saves you, if I get saved even one time in the Inferno and that saves me like 30 minutes, that could completely outweigh all the time I would save having the Guardian relic for Slayer and the 150 or 300 KC I have to do for other bosses. And besides for saving time, this would also save frustration, because dying and losing 30 minutes or an hour, that's a lot of time in terms of Leagues time. Last Stand could make me enjoy the game mode more by making me have a lower chance of getting frustrated, and I would rather have fun in the game mode than slightly speed up the game mode. Plus, there's a mental aspect to it as well. Like, imagine when you're playing a hardcore Ironman, you always have to play careful because you never know when you're going to die and lose the time that you put in. But with Last Stand, you always have an extra life unless you just died. With Last Stand, you can play more carelessly, you can take risks, try to learn stuff if you need to because you have that backup life. And not having to be on the edge of worrying about dying. I mean, this is mostly relevant to Inferno and Coliseum, because that's where you actually lose time. Probably, maybe Gauntlet as well. I don't know how Gauntlet is going to be, but you do lose a few minutes if you die in the Gauntlet too. This is probably the biggest decision I'll have to make for the rest of the league, so I wanted to explain myself, and also explaining myself makes me more confident in the option that I end up choosing, which at this point I am sure I do want to pick last stand. There is no passive effect with this final tier, by the way. So let's select that and confirm. Last stand has been chosen. All the relics are unlocked. Now that that decision is out of the way, I am very excited to finally play the game. Let's get started. I think it makes the most sense that the first PVM I do be the Gauntlet to get the Bofa and the Crystal Armor. I don't even know if Bofa would be better than a 5-tick weapon like an RCB because the relics scale both of them down to 2 ticks, and a 5-tick weapon scaling down to 2 ticks could end up being better than a 4-tick weapon. But then you also have the Crystal Armor, which helps the Bofa scale better. So I don't know which would even be better. But either way, there is a league task to equip an enhanced crystal weapon. And I gotta get the armor seeds and all. And there's a lot of stuff to get here. So this is what I'll be doing. I do have 60% prayer penetration, which means, oh, that's perfect. I'm only gonna be bringing in a bow and no other weapon switch. Because with the tier 6 mastery, range is just so much better than the other combat styles. Not to mention, I have 99 range and very bad other stats. Maybe later on, once I get more confident, I could try out just the tier 2 bow and see how that goes, but it's just my second KC right now. Its overhead will stay praying range the whole entire fight unless I use a different combat style, but I will not be, and this is perfectly fine. This was so easy. It felt like cheating. There's a second KC, first KC of the video at Gauntlet, and I am rewarded with nothing. This time I'm going in with the tier 1 armor and the tier 2 bow. I feel like it's faster to get the tier 1 armor than it would be to get the level 3 upgrade for the bow, finding the Dark Beast. And there's no RNG involved this way either, because pretty much every time you're going to find the resources for the tier 1 armor very quickly, whereas finding the Dark Beast is completely RNG. What if I purposely let myself die here, so that way I get the, here, let's do that. Oh wait, I can't even die on purpose if I want to here. Let's stand over here and then get the effects of this, the mega boost. This really didn't feel much different using the tier 2 bow instead of the tier 3 bow. I got full restored to full. My stats are still boosted plus 15. Hey, that was combat achievements. I forgot combat achievements were a thing. There's an elite and a grandmaster. Oh, the pop-up happened right when I opened the chest, so I thought something happened there. I want to see what it's like now if I go in with only the tier 2 bow, no armor, no tier 3 bow, just the tier 2 bow, food, a couple prayer pots. Yeah, it's not bad. It's definitely a trade-off. Less prep time, more Hunllef time. I'm not sure if it comes out to less time overall, though. I guess we'll find out in a second. I didn't have to eat that much food. I definitely had to eat more food than before, but it was not a lot just happened there. Wow. Okay, so that was a much faster overall time. It was like 6:02 before. This time I got 4:52. So it's significantly less prep time for a slightly longer Hunllef time. I got 2 combat achievements, and then that put me at 50 combat achievements completed for the league task. And I also reached the medium tier of combat achievements, which was also a league task. Okay, that was a lot that just happened there. And am I rewarded for that? Cool. That was a lot. It's dinner time for me though, so I gotta go AFK. And I was thinking maybe after dinner, I should go get my prayer up for rigor. I have to get to 74 prayer. I think that'd definitely be good to do before doing any more CG. I think those were both 200-point tasks though, so I just got 400 league points from that. At this point, league points don't really mean anything in terms of making my account stronger. At this point, it's just for getting the rank up and moving closer and closer to Dragon. Yeah, the pink spikes, bro. Me when I get a mithril plate skirt in the CG lobby. A banker can sell you more bank space. No, I will not be talking about it. I will not be answering any questions. Fishing sesh is done. Got up to 89 fishing, and the Karamja stack is also looking pretty healthy. Don't poison me, don't poison me, don't poison me, don't poison. Dang it. Here's all the bones I have. It's not much, but we'll see how far it gets me from... I only have 60 prayer. I want to get at least 74. The higher the better though. You know you're down bad when you unironically have a big stack of big bones to use. Bro even brought out the stack of 3 Joker bones. There's the last of the bones, and I did manage to get 74, not just 74. Got up to 78. Are there league tasks to use? No, none of those. It's pretty good though. Back to CG. New PB 4.5 minutes. I figured this would happen. I didn't think it would happen this early, but I forgot to cook the food. So we'll see if the last stand can carry me through this. Along with the healing every 5 hits. Kind of helps a little bit. Here we go. I'm about to die any second now. I got so far through the fight without having to eat any food. That's crazy. Wow, so it's kind of cool I tested this, because now I know I don't technically need food, although I probably would still want to fish like maybe 1 or 2 pools to be safe. It was sub 4 minute. Oh, wow, and as soon as the CG ends, the relic restores, the cooldown ends. Wow. What is that? Oh, 10 KC. Is Corrupted Gauntlet Master, and that was a PB, 3 minutes 20. It's ridiculous. Oh, Crystal Weapon Seed, the regular one. Tyranwen Echo Orb. I don't know if I'm ready for this though. It sounds scary. I don't know anything about this Echo boss. The Tyranwen Echo Orb is a 1 in 15 drop from Corrupted Gauntlet, and I got it exactly on 15 KC. I watched a couple quick videos on the Echo Hunllef fight, and I'm as ready as I'll ever be. You gotta jump in to learn, right? No way, first try? Yes. It's 259, cool. And then you have a 1 in 15 chance to get the special, there's a blessing. The Echo item is a blessing. Oh, that was a league task to kill your first Echo boss. And oh, the combat mastery point, yes, the combat mastery point. I get to pick between melee or mage. I'm probably going to go melee. I'm not going to decide right now though, because I'm going to be going to bed soon, but that was cool. That was a cool fight. Oh, the blessing, yo. That was 4 KC. Let's equip that for 80 league points. Equip 1 unique Echo item. Oh. I'm like starting to grasp the unique mechanics of the Echo version of Hunllef, and I'm already done getting the unique. What's the perks of the Crystal Blessing? Well, just like a normal blessing, it has no combat stats except for prayer. It has a prayer bonus of +5. And then the actual perk that it gives you is that it expands the accuracy and damage bonus from the crystal armor. Instead of just applying to the crystal bow and the bofa, it also applies to all melee weapons. So in retrospect, I didn't do much planning. In retrospect, if I had known that this would be like a massive melee perk, maybe I would have gone melee or not picked Tyranwen. But I still am glad I picked Tyranwen because I like the area. I've been having a lot of fun in it. Oh. A crystal armor seed and enhanced on the same KC. That's insane. Yes. Wow. I was just about to go to bed too. That was gonna be my last KC of the night. I have to go for the bat-to-bat tonight before I go to bed, of course. Oh my god. That was 7 Echo Hunllef KC. Before it's too late and I completely finish everything I need from this boss, I gotta show what a full kill looks like. First thing is that the Echo Orb has unlimited uses. It's not like the Awakener's Orb where it gets used up. The great thing about Echo Hunllef is that you get to skip all the prep. You're immediately put into the main room with all tier 3 weapons, tier 3 armor, food, and potions. So you get to go right into the boss fight. The first unique mechanic is that there's extra tornadoes that are always moving around the room and don't go away, but they follow the same pattern and they're not following you. They hug the edges and then they go diagonal from corner to corner, basically forming an X. And for every 25% health the boss loses, another one spawns. And by the end of the fight, there's 4 of them. Another unique mechanic is that every 4th ranged attack Hunllef does, there's a 50% chance that it'll send out this projectile, which for some reason to me, I see it as a purple watermelon. When that happens, you have to turn your overhead off. If your overhead is on, when it hits you, it'll do massive damage and drain your prayer. Like right here on screen, you see it, there's the purple watermelon. You may notice Hunllef is praying against all 3 combat styles, which I'm ignoring because I'm happy with my 60% prayer penetration. You can use the dagger they give you to spec the boss, which removes the overhead and then goes to only praying the 1 combat style like the usual fight, although you will have to redo the spec at 75, 50, and 25% boss health because the overhead gets put back on at those milestones. On top of all that, the boss has an attack speed of 4 instead of the normal 5, and the auto attacks hit twice. So it's more punishing if you're praying incorrectly. Compared to the main game, the CG Hunllef in the League is so easy, but because of the relics and masteries, I'd say the difficulty of the Echo Hunllef is similar to the Corrupted Hunllef difficulty in the main game. By the way, I'm already really glad I picked Last Stand because it's already saved me multiple times. Plus the DPS boost on top of that is very nice too. Okay, oh, new PB. Alright, last chest before bed. Any back-to-backs? Alright, good night, And I can't wait to do more tomorrow. This has been fun. Good morning. I am ready to jump into more Echo Hunllef today. I'm very excited. But first I want to show you the drop rates of the unique items because I haven't shown those yet. I got the enhanced weapon seed before I even mentioned the drop rate. So the enhanced weapon seed is 1 out of 80, and I don't believe the Echo version has an increased drop rate. And then at this point, I already have one. I guess the second one could be nice if I want to have the blade and the bowfa at the same time. And then I still want to get, I have 1 armor seed now. I want to get 5 more. And it is 1 out of 10. So while I don't believe the drop rate is increased from the Echo variant, it is faster KC per hour to do the Echo version because you get to skip the prep, which even though the boss has more health and it's a bit more difficult, you should still save time overall. Because in CG, I think I was getting, was like 4 to 5 minutes, but with the Echo version, it's 2 minutes. And I don't have to do the prep, and by spending more time at the boss, you're improving as a player and getting better at the game. Because I don't know if the prepping part really makes you that much better at the game. At least not compared to doing the boss fight. Another regular weapon seed. 129, that's a huge PB. Another weapon seed. Hey, kill 25 Echo bosses was a league task. This Echo boss is very easy to farm too. Yes, armor seed number 2 at 26 Echo Hunllef. Yes, armor seed number 3. Probably should have had the banker's note to, or I'll just go bank. Yes, I got the Posty Pete random. Don't even know the last time I did this in the main game. I did it because it's a league task. Complete CG 50 times. Oh, that must add up. That adds both the KCs because I had 15 KC of CG and then now 35 of the Echo corrupted Hunllef. Oh, 2 at once. Another armor seed and another regular crystal weapon seed. Kind of sounds like there's cows outside. Another regular weapon seed. Yes, armor seed number 5. Number 5. 1 more, and then I'm done. I could be done any kill now. Check this out. 99 defense at Echo Hunllef. Yes, the last armor seed. I was at 63 KC. Well, here, let's look at the collection log. It was 63 plus 15 CG, so 78. It's 1 out of 10, so it should have taken me 60, it took me 78. That means slightly dry. It's close enough to being on rate, really. And that means I balanced out my RNG for the enhanced crystal weapon seed, since that's 1 out of 80, and I was about 80 KC. See, RNG always balances out in the end. Here's the loot tracker from all the gauntlets I did. I alked most, or a lot of the rune items. Let me grab my cash stack out the bank. It is now up to 13 mil, the highest it has been on this account. Next order of business is to make the things. Make the crystal armor set first. There's the helmet. Oh, and that was the lead task. Craft a piece of crystal armor. Next, the body, and then the legs. There's all 6 of the crystal armor seeds used up. And then finally, we're gonna make the bow. Look at that, man. The full crystal armor set and the bow. Put that on. That was equip a piece of crystal armor for 80 more points. And then equip the full set for 200 points. Now the bow. Equip an enhanced crystal weapon for 200 more points. And now we're going to corrupt it with 2k shards. Yeah, oh, it costs 1900 more shards. Yes. Then equip it. That one's 400 points to equip a corrupted crystal weapon. Yo. Yes, that's awesome. I am not going to spend GP to recolor it at this moment because I don't have unlimited GP with my relics, and there's a lot of other things I need to spend GP on, including at the end of the league, if I am able to like alk or get rid of all my items to be able to afford the crystal crown, I would like to be able to because that is a league task. But it costs 250 mil, so we'll see by the end of the league if I am able to afford it. I may as well charge up the armor pieces. They all come with 2500, so put oh, it's only 175. All right. All those are charged up to full now. 20k. As for the mastery point I got, I think it makes the most sense to put it into melee because I was having a look at the echo drops in my regions and almost all of them, they're pretty much all related to melee. So melee makes the most sense to be my secondary backup style. Plus, it's going to speed up my maxing process, getting attack and strength to 99. Whereas with magic, there's so many ways to train magic with non-combat spells, especially because I have the grimoire. Plus, I can use ancients too to really speed up training magic. So I'm going to pick melee. The effect of melee 1 is that melee hits have a 25% chance to roll damage twice and take the highest result. And then, yeah, I have the passive effects already. So let's go ahead and select melee 1. Confirm. That is the 7th combat mastery point. I have a lamp to claim because I got the medium combat achievements done. So let's take that and put it onto farming. I'm currently 66 and now 68. Before I end the video, I just wanted to try it out, try a Zulrah kill and see how fast of a KC I can get. Didn't even bring range pots. In the main game, usually at this point I'd be at like, or Zulrah would be at like 400 to 450 HP, so it's already a faster kill so far. I didn't bring any anti-poison or anti-venom. I may not even have to bring recoils with me, because I would probably kill Zulrah so fast that the snakelings won't even matter at that point, which it looks like I am getting to that point. I have 100% accuracy, so I can easily hit on the melee phase, and just like that, Zulrah is dead. Okay. That is, was that wow, Zulrah's Speed Trialist, Speed Chaser, and Speed Runner. That was 40 seconds. 2 KC on the account, and then to restore the Venom, teleport home, and then leave the POH, and it's cured. This has been a very fun beginning to the PVM journey, and now that I have the Bofa and the Crystal Armor, there is so much more to come. I think this is a good resolution to the video rather than starting something new for another hour or two, because I got the full Crystal Armor set, I got the Bofa, I tested it out. I'm going to call this a video right here. This is a video.